struggled. They've lost their last 5 games, conceding 17 in that time. What is going wrong for them at the minute?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, you can't hide away from the fact that they missed the likes of a Rachel Daly, her leadership on the pitch, her ability to score goals. I think bringing in or having Kendall back involved is a massive boost for them. She's a real talent in that midfield. But yeah, I think they've been missing some of their key players. And today, you know, they have to get the likes of Hansen involved, who's been their star player, you know, top goal scorer, 9 goals, 1 assist already this season. And they need to play to their strengths. You know, they know they're going to have to suffer and probably not have as much of the ball as they would have liked, but their strength is on the counter-attack, and they can hurt this City team. They just have to believe it. But when you've lost 5 in a row, it's quite tough to get that confidence back.
Get that momentum back. They've had a slight rejig in the backroom staff too. Some of the WSL fans will recognise Brian Sorensen has been added to their staff as a technical advisor. How is that going to affect?
Yeah, it's an interesting move. I think it also shows that the club really respects Areo and want to give her time, because I think if any other club had maybe lost 5 in a row, she'd maybe be a bit under pressure. But the likes of Maggie Murphy, who runs the whole setup at Aston Villa, has brought in Brian to help her.
Well, there is going to be a minute's silence observed before kick-off today to remember the life of 15-year-old Amelia Applin, who tragically collapsed during a Girls' Academy match at Oxford United 2 weeks ago. Period of silence for Amelia Applin, a promising young talent in the Oxford United Academy, highly regarded within the club's youth setup. And a moment to reflect, and of course our thoughts are with her friends and family at this difficult time. But we are moments away from the WSL getting back underway after the international break. Aston Villa hosting Manchester City at Villa Park. And it will be Viviana Miedema who gets us off and underway. City looking to go 11 points clear at the top with a win this afternoon. Aston Villa just looking to get back to winning ways. And immediately, a good start from Aston Villa. Taylor out to Grant. Chastity Grant will strike, it's blocked well. But that pressure early on, Tash.
Yeah, it's a great start from Aston Villa. And it's actually Coffey who misses out on the 50-50, and Miri Taylor, who's just signed a new contract with Villa. She drives really well, and this is a position you want to find Cassidy Grant 1v1, and to get a corner within 40 seconds is exactly what Villa are looking for.
Well, 5 defeats on the bounce for Aston Villa. Momentum is not with them, and they're looking to get back to winning ways against the league leaders. As the corner, it's swung in, headed down, and almost an open goal for Taylor. Up to Grant again. Wilms.
Yeah, you can see here Aston Villa with this back 5, with the likes of Grant and Hansen as the 2 up top, but Grant will drift out wide, I can see there, into that right hand side.
Here's Moritz. Kendall. And a slight missed pass there. Back to keep Keating, who is a changing goal today with the Asian Cup going on. No Yamashita, who is still in business with Japan. So it's Kiara Keating who comes into goal. And Patton sees that through to Roebuck. Miedema. Coffee. And Greenwood, who had a trip to Windsor recently in MBE, and Carolyn's strike is over the bar.
Yeah, congratulations to Alex Greenwood, someone that I played with throughout my Everton career as a young kid, so great to see her getting that award, and what a career she's had. Yeah, I think it's been a really good start by Aston Villa. I think when we talk about being on the front foot, trying to build confidence, I listened to Arayo's press conference and she said she wants to keep them more compact, stay in the game for longer, but they've definitely started on the front foot here today.
Royal said she wanted to go back to basics today.
Two England internationals there, Kendall and Vinkill Brown, the future of England. I'm excited to see them two play today. I think they're going to play a big role. I think for Aston Villa it's how long can Kendall play, because she's only just come back from fitness. So can they get 90 minutes from her? The bench, it is pretty slim, to be honest, with the players that they have out missing, so they would like to try and get as much minutes in the tank with her today.
Well, played 11 minutes against Ukraine for England. Another call-up for the Lionesses, for Lucia Kendall. Jean-Francois. Grant. Here's Nijswonga, first start for her in an Aston Villa shirt, on loan from Arsenal. Grant, nice ball. Here's Hansen, goes for the strike, it's wide, but another good opportunity for Villa. They're pushing here.
Yeah, they really are. You can actually see defensively, they almost drop into kind of a flat three with Hansen on her own. And they do really well there to screen. There's Miri Taylor again, who's read it really well, stepped in. It's a lovely weighted pass. And 1v1, pace-wise, Nat versus Hansen, there's only one winner. They need to play on that more, Villa.
Header on, finds the chest of Miedema, squeezes it out wide to Carolyn. Rose. Kanak.
I think that's where City just have to be so careful in these moments where they maybe are holding on to the ball. It is a foul, absolutely is, but I think they have to move it a little bit quicker, because they're giving it away quite cheaply, and that's when Aston Villa are most at their dangerous. When City are expansive, fullbacks are bombed on, that's what Villa are looking for, to hit them on the counter-attack and exploit that space. So City have to do better at possessing the ball, which they normally do so well.
Well, a set-piece opportunity for Manchester City now to try and assert some dominance in this game. It's been on the back foot in the first 5 minutes. Greenwood. Nicely delivered in, a header on by Miedema. Coffee can control it in the box, being smothered by Villa shirts and hugged out by Nijswonga. City corner.
Yeah, Coffee does really well there. It's actually a good ball by Alex Greenwood into a dangerous area. Miedema does well to win the first contact, but Coffee actually, the control, and then to be able to hold it up and make something and win a corner for a team. We know the City are a real threat from set pieces as well.
Manchester City in their third kit today. A rain kit dedicated to the rain of Manchester. As it's swung in low. Roll for another corner.
What are we thinking? Are we liking it?
Well, I'm meant to be impartial. It's okay. Long in again for Manchester City. Kilda Brown, Coffey. And back with Rose. Carolyn picks that up, she's got Shaw, she goes herself, deflected, and Patton get there quick enough to clear upfield.
Yes, Nightsbonger's first start today, and she looked a tiny bit rusty, if I'm being honest. Just a couple of misplaced passes in wrong areas. I think maybe when it is your first start, just do the basics well. No messing around in that position, because if you do give it away, you're the last line of defence.
Here's Miedemar. Have room on that left-hand side. Greenwood. And then Kilda Brown. Miedemar can't quite stretch far enough. Taylor does well. Here's Hansen. End to end so far. Grant. Jean-Francois. Nightsbonger's calling for it in the middle. Grant swings it in straight to the gloves of Keating, who slightly drops it but does regain.
Yeah, I think Villa have done really well there. It's tough, especially for the likes of Hansen. They're almost playing at a 5-4-1 and Hansen's up top on her own, but she holds it up really well, and then it's going to be the case of that midfield busting the gut to try and support her as quick as they can, which Grant did, but also then the patience and when to deliver. You know, is there anyone in the box there? Could she have maybe been a bit more patient and recycle? And that's the kind of game and tactics that Villa are going to have to problem solve throughout.
Well, I'm sure Natalia Arroyo, the Villa manager, will be pleased with this start from her side. Patton. Nightsbonger. Hansen.
I mean, first 10 minutes, I don't think Bunny Shaw's had a touch, has she? Surface has been really poor. She seems really isolated, but also I think that's credit to Aston Villa and the way that they've set up today with that back five. It pretty much means that there's 3-on-1 against her, and if City don't find her or don't give her a good enough service or don't get around her, then she's not going to get involved in the ball. But if you want to win this game today, you're going to have to get your best players involved, and Bunny Shaw is one of those.
Yeah, 3 goals in her last 5, with Manchester City looking for her 18th goal of the season. Formidable force up top for City today. Kasparai. Rose. Do you think the way that Villa have started has surprised Manchester City?
Oh, absolutely. You lose 5 games in a row, you're thinking potentially your confidence is rock bottom. The pressure as well of having to win games.
Carolyn trying to keep it on, but the offside flag goes up.
But I think also you have to give credit to the manager with the work that they've done in the off-season. You can see there Brian Sorensen as well. He would have come in, I'm sure he would have had a positive impact already, someone with a lot of experience, coached in different countries. But credit to Villa, you know, they've got good players, and this is the thing, you can't deny that. Attacking-wise, they're always a threat. It's just been defensively, I think, collectively as a team, they've let themselves down. But they look really solid, but then it's 0-0. You know, I think this has been the problem as well. The amount of times they played these top teams and they've stayed in the game for maybe 30 minutes or so, but as soon as they concede the first one, that tends to be then when they fall apart.
An endurance game as well, maybe, with Manchester City and the quality they have on the bench today.
Also, it's been a long break. You know, we were talking about that. It's been over 3 weeks, so to kind of pick up form and to pick up that sharpness quickly probably takes a little bit of time, and I think both managers said that. It might take, you know, a good half of these players to find their form again and find their feet.
Carolyn caught offside again. Through ball from Bunny Shaw. Saw Brian Sorensen there on the bench or in the staff for Aston Villa. He's been added to Arroyo's backroom staff as the technical advisor for this side, having been released from Everton a few weeks ago. Too far for Wilms, but it's the right idea. It.
I'll tell you what, that's a big tackle by Rose, isn't it? If she gets that wrong, Kendall is in. That is perfectly timed. And the way that Villa is set up here, it's allowing them to press high, it's allowing them to win the ball back here in these situations.
They've won it again. Here's Hansen. Swung in nicely, too far, off the head of Kasper Rai. Iswonga battling with Carolyn. And Parker. Jean-Francois, formerly of Chelsea. Nice ball from Jean-Francois. Hansen. Kirsty Hansen tries to cross. Kanak in the way. Again, another big opportunity for Aston Villa.
And this is the thing. Are they going to rue these opportunities? It's lovely play. But you see here, this touch hits it. You know, that extra touch has killed the angle for her. And I know she's probably looking to cross, but she's top goal scorer. You know, you've got to back yourself there 1v1. Get half a yard. On her left foot as well. Has to take the shot quicker there.
Well, this was that challenge from Rose a few moments ago. Didn't get a touch to the ball. Good tackle. Swung into the hands, it's loose. Kendall is there first. Grant still alive for Aston Villa here. Kendall swings it in, and it's out for another corner.
And again, another one. Keating, I didn't see much wrong with it. She's acting as if maybe she got a push or a shove. Maybe I missed something here, but for me, I just think it looked... No, I didn't see much wrong in that at all. And for a keeper that maybe hasn't played a lot, with her hand so far today, it hasn't looked too convincing, has it? So if I'm Aston Villa, I'm putting things on top of the keeper at the moment.
Another opportunity for them. Second best in the league from scoring from corners, Aston Villa. You over against who the best is at scoring from corners?
City.
Correct.
Wow, okay. But you know what? It's important. And I think the more the game progresses, you have to have weapons, different weapons, whether it's a long throw specialist, whether it is set pieces. It definitely helps.
I maybe wondered with that stat whether it would be a set piece game, but from the looks of it in the opening 16 minutes, it looks very lively, end to end. Chances at both ends and open play shots as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams have a lot to play for. Obviously City more so than Villa, but Villa also to get out of this rut. They don't want to end their season, you know, continue losing games.
Nice longer. Touch from Hansen.
Everything about Hansen's game at the moment is spot on. You know, as a lone number 9, it's a hard job, but she's constantly running the channels. Her touch, Nightsvonga's found her. Joe, this ball here, but see here, look how she just kills that touch straight away. And and then again wins their team another set piece.
For Kanak this time. Scored 2 goals last time out in that crazy game with Tottenham before the international break. Another chance then. This one is well wide and disappointing.
Yeah, that's a real shame. I think Keating's hurt herself here. I mean, she's gone down, so I don't know whether it's from the previous corner or whether maybe the first 17 minutes City have thought, right, we need to regroup, we need to get in, because it hasn't been great for them the last 15 or the first 15 minutes or so. So whether this is a tactical situation or actually she's really hurt herself.
Well, the medics are on. She's only played 3 WSL games this season, and this is the incident that may have caused it. Maybe the way she fell down.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here, I think it's Parker, it's a little bit late. I don't see much in it. I mean, she is on one leg, maybe you can see she's holding her knee, maybe she's just landed a little bit awkward. But then obviously with their main number 1, you know, you've got Cummings on the bench, someone that I played with at Liverpool, who's gone over and played at Rosengard, had a strong period over there. So a keeper that has a lot of experience, probably not loads of WSL experience though. So you know, I think Keating, they'll be hoping that she can play on.
Well, some stats, and it's very level in terms of attack. And Arthur Cummings warming up on the sidelines.
Look at that possession. I think 60% possession to Aston Villa. I mean, you'd have never expected that. City are the team that everyone wants to be with regards to how they possess the ball, how they, you know, basically dominate games with regards to that. So credit to Aston Villa, you know, to be really dominating possession. You wouldn't normally expect to see that.
Well, that would be a shock on the cards. At the top of the table, they'd still be 8 points clear, Manchester City, if they were to lose today. And still a big task to catch them at the top, with 8 games remaining. But it would give Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, even Tottenham a bit of hope.
I don't think you can underestimate as well Hasegawa and the role she plays in this team. I mean, Coffey's a really, really good player, but she's a different type of midfield player. You know, she's a bit more of a brute, likes to get stuck in, likes to win tackles, you know, kind of an athletic type of midfield player. As Hasegawa, she is that player that dictates the play for City. She'll come and receive it deep. I think they miss that right now. When they're playing out from the back, they don't have the options. They don't have people that are wanting or really looking brave enough to get on the ball, and I think then they're struggling then to get their key players like your Bunny Shaws, your Miedemars into the game.
This was the foul that was given from Kanak. Carolyn pressing high now on Roebuck.
As well, Bunny Shaw, look how deep she's coming to just try and get a touch on the ball. Aston Villa will be very happy to see that.
Nice layoff from Carolyn. Here's Hember, she's got no support around her, and a sea of Villa shirts flooding back. And Wilms, outstretched leg, Manchester City throw.
And that's the problem. You know, Bunny Shaw is, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best strikers in the world, but you can't get frustrated, because in that moment where she has got frustrated, then there's no number 9 in the box.
Oh, that was Greenwood looking Jean-Francois down, and I think there was a slight hair pull there, and it's going to be a yellow card for her. Well, I'll have to see a replay to see if it was anything more.
Yeah, she's got, I mean, she knows she's away. Yeah, we call it a professional foul, but you don't also want to be getting a yellow card so early on. And you can tell she's so frustrated, you know, a leader of the team, knows that her team aren't performing well in these first 20 minutes, is frustrated, and that's shown with the foul that she's given away. But then, as Aston Villa now, you have to target her. Grant's pace, can you get 1v1 up against her?
Patton. Here is Shaw, playing in a steeper role. Rose, pressured by three Villa shirts though, and here they come again. Grant. Jean-Francois. Wills. Grant. Kendall. Hesitation from Wilms. All the run of Grant there, decided to play it back. Kendall.
I think that's the only problem sometimes with Villa without a Rachel Daly, is when they do get into good positions, they don't put it into the box as much.
Lovely ball and an early chance for Villa. It's cleared inside the box from Kasparov, but my word, they're coming close here.
Has to score. And again, it's brilliant play. Win it back high through Jean-Francois. What a ball this is, by the way, from Hansen. And a great run by Maritz. But this is what I mean. You've got your fullback in that number 9 role. You can't fault the run. But there, you've got to dink it over her. And I think probably a number 9, a striker, would recognise that and finish that chance. Big save by Keating. Well done to her as well, though, because she's looked a little bit shaky the first 20 minutes.
And a big clearance from Kirsten Kasparov too, to keep this at 0-0. Another corner though, swung in and stopped on the line from Keating, and she manages just about, I think, to keep that in.
And that's her biggest strength, is the shot stopping. You know, there are times where, like I said, with her hand she's been a bit shaky, but when she's had to stand up in those last 2 opportunities, she's saved them and kept them in the game.
Well, here they come now, Manchester City down the other end. Shaw over the bar, but we've seen her score them before.
Yeah, and credit to her. You know, has had limited touches, gets herself down the channel. You know, as soon as she gets half a yard, she's not looking to pass. Let's just see this save here as well. What a save that is. I think it's Patton there who's just helped it on. She can't do much more there. But then the quick reaction to stick out a leg. Big moments for Keating these last few minutes.
And she does, I think, just about enough to keep that in play.
But that's the dangerous thing right now with Villa, and they'll know it. They'll know that they can dominate, they can be dominating this first half as much as they have, but just give City one chance, just like this, overplaying, one opportunity to build momentum, they will hurt you. They're good enough to.
Looking to pounce on that mistake then from Ellie Roebuck. Kasparov. Coffey. Carolyn. Rose. Carolyn, quick feet.
See, these are the areas normally, if Villa were to play a back four, which they normally do, that Carolyn would have the space to go 1v1. But because Villa have that back 5, every time the wide players get it, they're getting doubled up, tripled up on.
Miedemar. Good defending once again from Aston Villa. Taylor's calling for a foul, but Miedemar will win that corner.
Yes, clever play by Miedemar, little flick, but actually Taylor does well to recover, uses her body well. It's not a foul either way. Good defending by her.
Greenwood. Steps out, just by Roebuck on the line.
What a shame, Poppy's punt could have been better. Race on here, 1v1.
Jean-Francois with the header. Miedemar and Kasper back. And Miedemar doing her defensive work.
Yeah, you love to see that, don't you? Just shows how much it means to her, how much she wants to win this league. You know, you've got your number 10, deepest player recovering there.
And the pace of Hemp can latch onto this. Hemp, think ball in, Carolyn. Carolyn cuts it back, a header further on. Coffey regains on the edge.
It's going to take time, isn't it? You can see Coffey a little bit rusty there as well. But those were the moments, those last two, when Carolyn and Hemp have been able to get in 1v1 situations where they've been able to exploit the pace. And you can see they've got the beats in the Villa. That's why it's so important that Villa make sure they're disciplined in that back five shape and they don't get drawn out. Because when they do, then you're getting isolated and crosses are getting into the box, and that's when City are at their most dangerous.
Rose, Kanak, Hemp, then Kilda Brown. Going to be a foul from Grant on Greenwood.
Yeah, I actually think Blinkilda Brown missed a moment. It is a foul, she just caught her late there, but she missed a moment where she actually could have played Greenwood earlier. And I think that's where, when you are playing against the back five, you have to shift the ball quicker.
Played short into Miedemar, back to Greenwood. Wilms, upfield, but Chastity Grant to chase. Grant cuts it back in, nobody is there. It's like miscommunication.
I'll tell you what, City are lucky to not be 3-0 up. If it wasn't for Keaton, they would be 3-0 down right now.
Again, here comes Villa, Kendall. And again, Kasper is there. They are knocking at the door, Aston Villa. Nijswanga. Grant. Grant! It's the post! Can you believe it? All this pressure. And now down the other end, Carolyn.
I mean, how unlucky can you get? Chance after chance, and like you said, is it not going to be Villa's day? They deserve to be winning, but at the end of the day they haven't put the ball in the back of the net. And again, Grant does well, chests it down well, strikes it well, but it's the post that denies her, and Villa will be wondering how on earth they are not winning this game. And City look unrecognisable right now, don't they? They really do. I mean, I know there's been a few changes, but they look really shaky, haven't been able to get into the game at all in this first 30 minutes.
This was a chance, headed on, felt really kindly for Grant. She hasn't scored this season, Chastity Grant. That would have been her first goal.
I mean, it's a decent effort, because there's bodies in the other area, so she probably is looking to try and just hit that near post zone.
Hemp this time swings it in, too far for Miedemar, Marit. And back to Jean-Francois. And Nijswanga. Oh, half an hour in. This has been a fantastic game. Kilda Brown. Picked out by Hansen.
well. I think it's a snatch shot. But look at that for a save. Hansen, little back flick. There's not much more she can do there. And again, it's that quick reactions by Keating. Split-second reactions to get down and make the save there. She'll be wanting to get back into that England setup as well. The other keeper down the other end was involved in the last trip. Keating wants to be getting back involved, and she's absolutely putting on a performance.
Foot race. Nice Wonga. Niedermar still down, just slowly getting back to her feet, and here comes Wilms with some room now on that right hand side. Grant, Chastity Grant flicked on to Hansen, cuts it back, Wilms, Grant can't get there quick enough.
Villa are really targeting the left side of City with Greenwood and Kanak. Good players, but probably lack that little bit of pace with regards to when you're going up against the Hansen and Grant. They know that they've got the beating on them, and they continually are going down that left-hand side of the City, right to them. Also knowing Greenwood's on a yellow card as well. I think the midfield, Coffey, Blinkhill, they have to protect them more.
Coffey was a January signing for Manchester City, only played 5 games for them, so still embedding in, you'd think, to this Manchester City side. And of course, as you mentioned, without Yuri Hasegawa, with the Asian Cup going on.
Yeah, sometimes until that player is missing, you don't...
Oh, give it away, and Kendall with a strike, and I think, did Keating get a touch to that? She's saying no. That was given away poorly.
Yeah, this is what I mean by Keating. Top player with regards to shot stopping, but she will always give you 1 or 2 big opportunities. There, under no pressure, and really, Kendall should do better. But this is where your leaders now need to step up. You know, your Greenwoods, because right now, they're so far off it.
And a water break is given Andre Yegler a moment to adjust his team. Aston Villa caught them out slightly maybe, coming in after the international break.
You can't underestimate any team in this league. You really can't, and I think that's the thing. Even though they are 8 points clear, they'll know that. They'll know any team in this league can beat anyone, whether you're bottom or top. They've been in the game for too long, so I think to come here and to underestimate Villa is a very foolish game.
So we can see the zones of control, and Aston Villa are on the right hand side, so as you say, targeting Alex Greenwood, who's on a yellow card. And really, kind of most of the pitch there was the hem for City on the left hand side.
I think in football we say if you want to go and win a game, you have to win the battle in midfield. I think that's a big one, and I think right now Aston Villa are winning that battle. Don't like to see this either. You know, a player that's come back from an ACL injury, massive strapping around her knee. Doesn't look good for me. I'm not too sure if she's going to be able to shake this off or not. I think she landed really awkwardly here in this tackle.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's the whole body weight on her knee. And I mean, knowing Miedemar and how important this game is, she will play on. But it is risky. But you also look about who they've got on the bench with regards to who they are missing, who can come on and replace her. Maybe a Coombs, but a different type of player to a Miedemar. Lohman.
Well, she has been one of their better players this season, Vivianne Miedemar. 11 goals to her name. They'll have to manage without her for the time being. Miedemar still watching on from the sideline, so City temporarily down to 10. Villa will want to capitalise on this as much as possible. Here comes Shaw though.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating first half for Bunny Shaw. You can actually see here. Normally you'd see her go away there, but she just loses her footing. It's not a foul. But I think that's a player that has really lacked the service that she is normally used to and is really feeding off scraps.
Risky business from Villa playing out from the back. And Roebuck decides to boot it clear. It's Hansen. Runs off late to Wilms. Grant, Jean-Francois, Moritz, Kendall, what's the run of Wilms on the right hand side. Wilms, nice delivery, headed away by Greenwood. Miedemar now back on the pitch. Coffey and Hemp can run away with it. Lovely delivery into Shaw. Still got some work to do though, Bunny Shaw. Carolyn. Kasparai. Palmed away by Robot. Slightly misjudged that maybe.
Yeah, she did. A really good 1v1 defending in two situations there for Aston Villa. The first, I think it was Parker here in a 1v1. Does really well to slow Bunny Shaw down. But then you can see here, you're thinking 1v1 here, Carolyn versus Nightswonger. Does great as well to show her wide, doesn't dive in. But then you can see as it's recycled, yeah, I think you're spot on. She does miss time. It comes a bit too far around. If she doesn't get that right, Bunny Shaw's got a header.
So still 0-0, 5 minutes to go before the break. Kasparai pings this in, header out, Hansen clears further upfield. Wilms.
I mean, when we talk about tactically having a game plan and executing it, 99% Villa have been spot on. Literally the only thing they haven't done is put the ball in the back of the net, which has been the problem. They've only scored 22 goals this season compared to a City who have got 47. So it does show that they really are missing their number 9 in Rachel Daly. They have to be more ruthless. Can't have as many opportunities as they've had today against a City team and not take them.
And of course with Rachel Daly as well, normally the captain of this side, brings a bit of leadership to the side too, which they have lacked in recent games. Taylor. Carolyn picks the pocket, here's Coffey.
Great to see her highlighted, Miri Taylor, a few weeks ago. Someone that I played with at Liverpool who got very little game time. But to see her development in such a short amount of time and to get a new contract as well, the manager spoke about how she's such a good character around the training ground. Everything she does 100%. And she really is so important for Villa when we're talking about their key players. The way that she just steps in, you know, always shielding, protecting that back five. She's had a really good first half.
And can score some brilliant goals as well. Her goal against Liverpool was up for goal of the month for February.
Saw her having a little boogie as well in the warm-up, which I sent her a video to, so she was laughing at that.
Grant. Little is shielded from the ball by Greenwood. Nice defending from Jean-Francois. Now what can Grant do? Nice Wonga. Coffee.
Just watching on the sideline as well, Areo, how animated she is. She's pretty much telling each player step by step where they need to be, making sure they get pressure. You can tell there is pressure on them today. There's pressure on her as a manager with how much they've invested.
Kasparai keeps it in. Then Kilda Brown. Yeah, we were saying before the game that having lost 5 in a row, you'd think there'd be a bit of pressure on Arroyo and the staff would be saying something as it's clipped in by Hemp and defended well by Patton, but instead they've invested in her. They've brought in Brian Sorensen, they've had a rejig of the backroom staff, and they're really backing her, and it's showing today
100%,
anyway.
absolutely it is. And you can see here Hemp in those 1v1s, she's got the beating every single time. It's just actually, for me today, the end product's been a little bit off. Hitting the first defender, not being able to find Bunny Shaw, who, like I said, is pretty much in the box on her own most of the time.
Kasparai, infield header up and over from Wilms. Kasparai again, and this time rolls all the way out.
Yes, and a few like that today for both teams. Really disappointing, especially at such a crucial time in the game, if they can try and nick a goal from a set piece just before half time, especially having not played well. But yeah, that's poor opportunity missed there.
They scored 9 goals from corners. I think maybe, especially given the way the game's going, they want to put that in to the danger area at least. And then 4 minutes of added time in this first half. There's someone to break the deadlock, and at this rate it could go either way.
Yeah, absolutely could. I think Villa have looked to threat all game, but you know with the quality that City have, they'll have a firm talking to as well at half time, I think as well. I'm not too sure on Yeglert's style of play, but I think I'd be maybe expecting a few raised voices potentially at half time.
Rose. The run of Miedemar, who's onside at the byline, runs it all the way in. Miedemar, sit back and Moritz is there to clear. Lovely nutmeg from Grant as well, who's away.
Yeah, that was a big moment. Miedemar is brilliant against Marie Taylor, and really Marie Taylor, you can tell she doesn't want to put the tackle in because she's in the penalty area, and then you think that she's going to be able to find the Bunny Shaw, but credit to Villa, they get bodies around Bunny Shaw and swarm it, and Moritz gets a vital block.
Miedemar again, dispossessed. Still playing on, Viviana Miedemar, after that knock.
Yeah, they do well there, don't they, to defend that, Villa. I was wondering whether or not Miedemar could have got a little cheeky shot in there, but Roebuck shuts the angle done well, and Yeah, good recovery run.
Again, Villa regain. That's a nice pass to Kendall. Got options everywhere. Hansen. Not quite control of her touch. Carolyn now. Sweep it into midfield. Gives it away. Nizwanga and Grant pick it up. A minute of added time left. Jean-Francois, Nizwanga, Moritz, through to Kendall, Hansen, skips away from her markers, Hansen cuts it back, Kanak is there.
And again, it's the same. I think the wide players has been really good with regards to getting past their players, but it's just always hitting the first defender. I think that's been the case for City and Aston Villa.
Mary Taylor just hit the referee there. Kilda Brown.
City are just actually trying to take the sting out of this game, to be honest. Just trying to keep the ball and see the first half out and regroup and have to be better.
Well, there is the half-time whistle, and at the break it is 0-0. But we could have had goals at either end. An entertaining first half between Villa and Manchester City. And at the minute, heading into the second half, it's Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0.
the City, where there's been changes throughout the team. Some players are coming who haven't had a lot of minutes, but the big problem right now is it's 0-0, and they've absolutely dominated that first half. So same again, but they're not going to be coming up against the same City this second half, because they know they'll have to be better.
Absolutely, a big talking to, I'm sure, from Andre Yegler in the Manchester City dressing room at half-time. And the rain looks like it's just about come down for the referees. The referee today is Phoebe Cross. Never taken charge of an Aston Villa match before, but has seen Manchester City twice, and they've both won in those games by a goal margin of 2 or more.
Yeah, I think she's managed the game well, allowed it to flow. No complaints there.
So back underway then for the second half. 0-0. City looking to go 11 points clear at the top of the table with a win this afternoon. Villa looking to put a stop to that and just get back to winning ways after a disappointing run. No substitutes from either side either.
Yeah, I think when you look at both benches, there's options there, but probably not as many strong options as they would like. For the likes of Benny, who's obviously a real attacking threat. And then on the flip side, maybe a Salmon with the pace for Villa. But not huge options with regards to real game changers. You know, you've got experienced players like your Coombs and Lomans, but real kind of game changers are probably lacking.
Mary Taylor's just going to be assessed here, and a head injury. A massive shoulder of Lauren Hemp.
Yeah, that's a sore one. Fully committed, eyes on the ball, and just been caught late there, but she'll shake that off. As well, with regards to just kind of looking at the way Villa have set up, it is almost like you said, that kind of 4-1-4-1, but if you look at Maritz, for instance, right now, she will slide into that almost fullback position and release herself, which will then create this back five that I've been talking about. So I think it's that moment of when in attack they can release, but actually when they're defending, then they go into that kind of back five.
Is that something that has been brought on today, or?
Yeah, absolutely, I think it has. You know, I think that they normally have that real solid back four and not as fluid as this, but I think actually with the amount of goals they've been conceding, this really suits them, and then it allows them, the likes of your Hansons and your Chastity Grant, to be able to just run channels. They're wide players anyway, so it's almost like they don't really have a number 9. They're almost playing, you know, with kind of those wide players, and I think the balance has been spot on.
You wonder whether that is something to do with Brian Sorensen coming in to the backroom staff of Aston Villa, potentially. That's where I will have to chase it. Doesn't. Well, she does. She doesn't manage to keep it in.
Yeah, just didn't get there in time. Good effort there. Really fascinated as well. Would have loved to have been, especially in the City change room, to have heard what Jeglerts would have said to his team. Any tweaks, any changes that I'm really looking forward to seeing in this kind of first 5-10 minutes, just to see how City can actually, you know, arrive in the game today.
Rose has to think fast and is forced into a corner.
Even that, for instance, you know, we talk about intensity. You talk about how Villa have been on the front foot the whole first half, and then you look at Rose there and real kind of lack of conviction in what she's doing, no communication with the keeper either. She had time there, could have maybe even hit it out for a throw-in, but instead gives Villa another opportunity.
And another disappointing corner from Wilms. Can't really be letting those opportunities slide.
No, and even a hand up to apologise, or I think if she's going to be on them again, then I'll be very surprised, because that's 2 in a row now, and you can't afford to waste these kind of opportunities.
Greenwood. You can see from those match stats that it is Aston Villa dominating this game. 3 shots on target, 9 to Manchester City's 5.
Yeah, like I said, I just think it's the possession one that really does surprise me, with just how much Villa have dominated possession, and the key passes as well as a big one, only 1 for City all game.
I'm really looking at those stats. Keep this up and they'll be disappointed not to win it if the scoreline stays like this.
Well, I said to you before the game, didn't I, that Villa would take a point at home against City with regards to the form and the run that they've been in. But right now, I'm not too sure whether they would.
Kasparai. Too far, short. Slid down there as well. Not going quite right for Manchester City's attack today.
No, it hasn't, and when they are then getting those opportunities, the end product has been really, really poor with regards to City in particular. Bunny Shaw's making the runs. You can see Karen in there as well, busting her gut to try and get an extra body into the box, and then under no pressure over-hitting it out for a goal kick.
Rose. Kasparai. Carolyn. And it has to be cleared because Blinkilda Brown was lurking on the shoulder there.
Yeah, that was a good run by Blinkilda there. I think that's important as well with regards, I think they need to do that more in this second half, City. Third man run. I think Bunny Shaw has been really isolated. Miedemar has been doubled up, tripled up on. So that's when then it's the responsibility of Blinkilda, of a Coffee, to actually, you know what, I need to get up and support as well. I need to make those third man runs to create more space.
Greenwood then, potentially playing it short. Carolyn retreats back, played long, at the far post, the header down, cleared on the line, it hits Patton in the face. Oh, that looked really nasty, you heard the impact there.
Yeah, she's done that all game. All of them had. They've thrown bodies on the line, and this is really one of the first decent set pieces that have come in, and it's a great ball in by Alex Greenwood. And I think it's Kanak that gets into that back post area here. Free, unmarked. I mean, I don't think she could do more. She heads it down, she gets decent enough contact. If anything, it's a good save by Roebuck. But then, yeah, well done defensively by the likes of Patton and all the Villa players, really, to stop that ball going into the back of the net.
Well, we will break for a moment for Patton to receive some treatment. Booted right into her face from close range. And And it looks like she does have a nosebleed from that injury too.
Yeah, they're the worst. You can see it here. Oh, it's actually her own teammate as well. So it's not even a shot that she's stopping. Yeah, I think it's Parker that smashed it into her face from close range. The most annoying part of this is actually stopping it. This used to happen to me quite a lot actually with regards to the way that I played, and it's not necessarily the pain of it, it's actually stopping the nosebleed now, which is the annoying part. And having to play on with something stuck up your nose isn't the most enjoyable thing, and also the look isn't that flattering, to be honest, either. Not the best look for your Instagram photo afterwards, is it, if you're getting game day shots?
She'll have to have a moment on the sidelines too, because it was a head injury, and she'll be praying, I'm sure, that the nose will stop bleeding so she can take them out.
Big chance that though for City, wasn't it? Really was. You know, when we talk about those key moments, that was a huge chance for Knack.
Yeah, good header downwards, and it's come from another corner. Best in the league.
Not too sure why she's then had to add the face mask as well as the thing up the nose. Maybe it's been a past injury where she's maybe then been advised to wear the face mask, but that's even double the trouble now, isn't it?
Here comes Villa though, temporarily down to 10. Still on the attack, Wilms. And Patton is back on, with all her protective gear on. Alright, catching Nijwanga there.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a naughty one as well, so yeah, I was going to say that to me was a yellow card. I think it was unnecessary, it was late. Nijwanga was away, it was a really lovely touch, yeah, that's a yellow card there.
So two of City's defenders have been booked so far, Greenwood in the first half and now Kasparai on a yellow card.
Yeah, both fullbacks, and that's Aston Villa's strength as well.
The referee's not ready to get underway yet. She's still writing Kasparai's name in the book. Given away to Shaw. Through to M.
Really good defending there. First time that we've actually seen Bunny Shaw get faced up, driving with the ball. Hemp does really well, but credit to the Aston Villa defender there just to get a body across Hemp, and actually to Roebuck as well, because you can see they're dropping off. Yeah, it's a great recovery there by Parker. But Roebuck as well, she's made a couple of key interventions, the save early on here, and then this is good sweeping. Brave as well, because there's a slight collision with her teammate.
And Ellie Roebuck will get us back underway. On the bench for the two England games in the international window. City.
I think the ref up in the first half, but actually I think she's made a couple of wrong decisions early on. I didn't think there was much of a foul in that. Needs to let the game flow a little bit more. I think it's been a bit too stop-start this first 10 minutes.
Francois flicked on As far as Carolyn though. Kafarai. With a round of boos after that. It's Shaw. Comes across. Calling for a foul in there too.
That's more like it though by City. You know, Bunny Shaw looking to pin the centre half, get into those 1v1 situations. It's a great run, it's onside. Pins the centre half and then looks to try and hit the chance on the spin. Good to see her getting early touches for City anyway, early on in this second half.
She's still on form as well with her national team. Jamaica scored 2 in the international window. Grant. Wilms. Jean-Francois. Hassan. Important interception there from Alex Greenwood. Back to Kanak. Trying to slow this game down, Manchester City. Kilda Brown. Carolyn. And now City are on the prowl. Sinks in, header off. Greenwood can't leap high enough. Miedemar twisting and turning, gets away. Trying to cut it back, Patton in the way.
Yeah, she's done that a few times, Miedemar. She's so good at that. Not the quickest player, but the way that she can roll and manipulate the ball and manipulate defenders to then create herself that space. Really unlucky to not find a teammate there, but again, credit to Aston Villa for the defending, get all bodies around the ball.
Greenwood into danger. Shaw with the header. Onto Rose, Kasparai keeps it in across the face of goal and headed further up. Shaw pings the ball in and header by Miedemar is saved by Robert.
Yeah, clean hands by Robert, really well. And again it's the link up between Bunny Shaw and Miedemar. Do we want Bunny Shaw out here? No, but that little half a yard, it's a lovely ball in. Tough one for Miedemar because she's backpedaling, and you can see here she has to generate all the power. So it's actually a comfortable save, but a good save nonetheless.
And it's another shot on target for Manchester City, and they are building the pressure now. They were on the back foot in the first, but they've come out firing in the second.
Kasparai's the villain today now, isn't she?
Keeps edging her way up there though. Shaw. Taylor. Shaw. To him. Can't quite get there. Jean-Francois now for Aston Villa. Grant.
Whether that's they're dropping a bit deeper or whether actually Villa aren't able to then get the press as well as they did in the first half, but they are dictating the play more now from midfield.
Taylor, here's his
dangerous areas to be playing with. She does just nick Shaw's ankle a bit, but I don't think there was too much in that. But dangerous areas to be taking too much time on the ball with the pressure that City are putting on Villa.
Well, there's going to be a first substitution, and it's going to be for Manchester City, and Sydney Lohman replaces Laura Blinkilde-Brown. Summer signing hasn't really had the impact that maybe she would have liked to. Hasn't scored yet for the club. Immediate impact though. Lohman into Shaw. Greenwood, her shot is blocked, and now Villa away again. Lovely ball to find Grant. She's frustrated with that touch, but regains it okay.
Really surprised with Grant there. It's almost like she's lacking a little bit of confidence. She's in a 1v1 situation. Is one of the best dribblers in the league with regards to 1v1, and decides to pass it backwards there. Yes, the first touch was poor, but you're still in a position where you can go 1v1 into the box there. Strange decision by her.
The pace of Wilms beats Captain Alex Greenwood. Kendall. With the corner.
Yeah, feels a little bit more like an even game. Start of this second half, a bit more end-to-end. City had some big chances early on, but now Villa are growing back into the game. But you see here, when she gets the ball, poor touch, yeah, and you can see that she's frustrated, but you're still in a 1v1 with Knack, who probably doesn't have loads of pace. You've got bodies in the box, and instead you're having a negative pass back.
Well, she has another opportunity here as Nizwonga swings it in. Taylor will have to chase that. Greenwood down temporarily. Played back into the box. Patton. And the referee is going to stop play to receive some treatment for Alex Greenwood.
The referee doesn't have to stop it. It didn't look like a head injury. It looked as if she got maybe caught in the ribs by Miri Taylor there. They are holding her head, but from that highlight back, it didn't look as if she got caught in the head. Is this a game where the subs are going to be the difference makers?
A chance for a water break, a refresh, a reset of tactics maybe. Yegler looks a bit nervous there. They're still 8 points clear, or 9 points clear with this scoreline at the top of the table.
Yeah, I think momentum is important. Yes, they're in a great position. Anyone would love to be in the position that City are in. But you drop points here today, potentially that momentum can quickly change, and it's not over. Mathematically it's not. And this is a game that I think everyone expected City to come here and win.
Or certainly dominate, and they haven't done so far. Wilms. Jean-Francois through to Wilms. Nice play from Villa, out wide to Grant. Still looking for a pass, Chastity Grant.
And we talk about confidence and how first half, I think Aston Villa looked really confident, but always in the back of your mind when you are in this kind of run of form is it not going to be our day again? With the amount of chances they've created, they haven't scored, they're coming up against a good team, and you kind of see it creeping in here a little bit with their decision making. You know, we talked about staying in the game, doing so well. Areo said that they've played these top teams time and time again, and for the majority of the game they've stayed in it. But you've just got this feeling deep down that potentially City are going to come away nicking this game 1-0, and that would be really, really harsh.
Miedemar through to Shaw. Coffee intercepts back to Bunny Shaw. Got options in field. Shaw goes herself, and it's deflected and out for a corner. Well, I thought that was heading in for a second.
Yeah, I did as well actually. I thought it was taking a wicked deflection and heading for the back of the goal. But you can see they want to play now. They want to get down and play quickly.
Greenwood fires it back in onto Shaw. Coffee. Shaw can't get a strike on target.
Not like Bunny Shaw as well. I wouldn't say desperate, but snatching at things. You know, snatching at things where she actually has more time. You can see here she gets half a yard. Good block by Parker. But that last one there on her left foot, she actually has more time than she realises. And that's the thing of actually as a player taking the picture, but also your teammates telling her she has more time there to take a touch potentially.
Still the ring of boos for Kirsten Kasperai at Villa Park. Grant, Hansen. Still with Hansen. Well to get away there. Trickling through the City back line, and a strike at the hands of Keating.
So strong, Hansen. Once she gets going, there's not many that can stop her, and that's what I love about her here. 2v1, but she wants to still go. 2v1, she wants to still go, and then she wants to try and get a shot off or make something happen. She's a great player to watch. I really enjoyed watching her this season.
She's their leading goal scorer for Aston Villa, 9 goals. Lohman. Patton.
See Greenwood struggling there, bottom corner, holding her back. They won't want to lose her in the last 20 minutes of this game.
Kasperai. Nizwanga. Grant. Wilms. Away down this right hand side, hits the pace of Grant, cuts it back. Nobody is there in time.
And I think that is probably for Areo the most frustrating thing right now with this Villa team, is that the play is brilliant, the build-up play, the runs out wide with Grant and Hansen, but they are wide players. They just need a number 9 in the box desperately. And yes, they're missing Rachel Daly, but I think come the summer that is definitely something that they'll have to invest in. Because then if they can find themselves a proper goal scorer, number 9, I think they could be a completely different looking team.
Yeah, Rachel Daly hasn't featured since the middle of January. Well, she did score on that, but of course injury has played a part. Still looks to be in a little bit of pain, Parker, from that challenge on Miedemar.
Yeah, I think there's a few players that are going to be strapped and bandaged after this game.
Haven't had many substitutes so far. 15 minutes to go. Usually see a couple on the 60-minute mark. We had Lohman on for Blinkilda Brown. That's the only one so far.
Yeah, just knowing your players, obviously Hemp knows that. Miedemar isn't someone that wants the ball in behind. She wants the ball to feet. And again, I think that's it. It's not like these players don't know each other, but like I said, 3 weeks off, players being away, international duty, you come back together, it probably is going to take a few games to just get back clicking again.
Carolyn's another one that's been a little bit quiet this afternoon. Of course, had that crazy game against Chelsea. Scored 4 goals. She's been caught out by the offside flag again.
Yeah, there's been a few today, hasn't there? And probably with her pace, she doesn't actually need to be so eager. You know, she's probably the fastest player on the pitch, so you can actually forward yourself maybe half a yard, even a yard, because you know then that you've got the pace to get in behind. Just needs to time her runs a little bit better.
Rose. Kasparai. Lohman.
Good referee in there, really good. Playing the advantage, but there was no advantage. And that's a lovely roll as well by Lohman here. Little roll, but here, the pace to get away from Miri Taylor. Dangerous position here.
An immediate impact, Sydney Lohman. Since coming on as a substitute from Andre Yegler. So a good opportunity then. A free kick from Alex Greenwood or Sam Coffey by the looks of it. It's going to be Coffey. Brings it in at the far post, Shaw, a header. And again, it's easy for robots.
Yeah, it is an easy save. Good free kick. But again, it's the decision making. But you can understand from Bunny Shaw, she doesn't have many touches. She wants to get a shot off on goal or a header on goal. I actually think she has to head that back across goal rather than go for goal herself.
Miedemar. Grant still looking for some support. Lohman gets the better of her. Into Coffey. Hemp. Deflected off of Wilms. It'll be a corner.
Yeah, you do feel like a goal's coming. Probably more actually for City right now.
Played short into Greenwood. Greenwood fizzes it in. A header from... Oh, no one. I thought it was going to be a header, and Kinnack fires over the bar.
Better ball in by Greenwood. I think it was Miedemar actually that jumped but then decided to leave it, and again it's just that taking the picture, had more time again to control it. She looks frustrated there about something.
Well, Manchester City's last goalless draw, still got 10 minutes to go, but their last goalless draw was back in 2020 with Brighton. 124 games have passed since then. It's not a scoreline they're used to. Zonga. They last failed to score though, of course, not that long ago against Arsenal back at the beginning of February. But it's not often they don't score. They scored 47 goals this season and they lead the stat. They lead the way in that stat.
And also on the flip side for Villa, no clean sheet in 7, so if they could come away, like I said, that should have been the aim come the start of this game, clean sheet. They've done so well so far.
Coffee. Niedermark. Rose. Knack. Round to Greenwood. And Lauren Hem able to fizz that in across the face. And out for a corner.
What a ball that is. Really nice patient play down the left hand side. Greenwood patient here. Good run by Hem, and what a ball. Bunny Shaw makes that run, but maybe a split second too late. Could she get there a little bit quicker? But then also, players have to recognise that Bunny Shaw's made that near post run. There has to be more runners into the box. Not enough. That could have easily been an own goal as well, so good defending there.
Greenwood. And it closed off the line by Grant. And somehow they're able to clear it upfield, keeping well outside a goal. Playing quick now, City. Here's Hem. Wants to get it back into the box as quickly as possible, straight to the gloves of Roebuck.
Yeah, Alex Greenwood has gone for goal a couple of times from corners. And you can see she's done it again. Look at the width that she gets on that. And Grant, it's a great save. That's going in, and she does brilliant there to save it off the line with her chest.
Wow. That takes some skill as well from Greenwood. Grant keeping her side in this game. 8 minutes of normal time to play. And still, this game could go either way.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't felt like a 0-0 game, has it? There's been plenty of chances and really nice football.
Knack. Greenwood pushing them up the field. Here's Hem. Reception by Wilms. They've got to stay switched on in the last few minutes. Hem gets it away, a header by Nizwanga. Wilms misses it, falls back to Hem. We'll have another go here. Again, gets it across the face of goal. And it's over from Niedermark. Wow.
Oh, she's so good in the air, isn't she, Miedemar? All Hemp needs is half a yard to get the delivery, and she's done that 2 times in a row. And again, it's just slightly behind her, which I think is why it's gone over. But for Miedemar's standards, I think she'd be wanting to at least hit the target, or if not, make the keeper make a save. But they are growing, and I think this is where I want to see, if they are, which I think they will go on to win this title. Chelsea have been those mentality winning monsters for the last 6 years. This is where I really want to see whether City have it, you know, to go on and really these last 5-10 minutes get that winning goal, or whether actually they think a point's enough. You know, we're 8 points clear. But I want to see the mentality monsters of actually, no, we have to win this.
See the zones of control have slightly changed as well. Very even in this game. Possession is level. Nice Wonga. 5 minutes to go. Still no substitute for Aston Villa. As Miedemar comes again. Villa win it.
Yeah, it's a strange one, but also I think that potentially, if you're doing all right, why change things? And I think Villa have played well. I don't see too many tired legs. I think if anything, you'd bring on a Salmon, who would be a like-for-like maybe for a Grant or a Handsome, but I think they've been playing really well, and they have been Villa's outball and Villa's threat. And apart from that, really, the options are limited. A lot of academy players on the bench which you wouldn't bring in to put that pressure on them at this time of the game.
So really what I'm hearing is that it's going to be a big summer for Aston Villa.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will. If they get all their players back fit, but I do think they need more to really push on and kick on, which I think this club wants to do.
Greenwood gets the delivery across. Jasper Rise there. Carolyn pounces onto the loose ball. Where's she going to go? Coffee. And now Villa and Hansen away. Greenwood wins the race. Miedemar and Wilms, and a tug of the shirt from Wilms, and that is going to be a card for her. First yellow card for Aston Villa for Liv Wilms. Knew that Miedemar was away there.
Yes, she did. Another professional foul on the halfway line. Take one for the team.
Hemp. Again, gets her cross off. Coffee, it's deflected and a save by Roebuck. We've got 2 minutes left, and it is getting edgy now.
Yeah, it is. I think both keepers have stepped up when they've needed to. And it's a lovely touch here. Little deflection, it is going wide, but she doesn't know that, so she has to get a strong hand.
So will Alex Greenwood go for goal again? Brings it in. And it's going to be a goal kick. A sigh of relief for Aston Villa.
Yeah, it looks as if it actually came off Kendall. Looked very clear. And I think you can see why it connects. Talking to the ref, that's obviously been the case. Goes against the no this time.
So a substitution for Aston Villa. The with about a minute of normal time to go. Kirsty Hanson, their leading goal scorer, off, and Ebony Salmon will replace.
Yeah, it's like for like, isn't it? Like I said earlier, whether it's just a case of fresh legs to actually see the game out and help the team defensively, or actually one moment where Salmon can get in behind and create something for her team.
Go on.
Greenwood's been in the wars today. Looks as if she caught onto the space there. Good strong play by Grant. And again, it's a tough one. You know, she's got to protect the ball. She's bumped her, probably caught her in the ribs. I mean, it's a physical game, isn't it? It's a contact game. Greenwood knows that, but she's having a little bit of a pop at Grant as well, that I can see.
6 minutes of added time then. Paxton keeps that in. Doesn't keep it in. Gone out for a throw. Shaw barges her way through, still going Bunny Shaw, cuts it back, nobody is there again, and now Villa will come away with it. Kendall, Grant, Moritz, they'll have to chase that, slow it down a little bit. Nijswonga.
Yeah, and I think that's been the problem with City today, with regards to that change with Hasegawa being out. Coffey and Blinkhill Brown and Lohman now, who's obviously came in. They're defence-minded midfield players, so then you struggle then to get those bodies to join in on the attack. And there hasn't been enough bodies in the box today, in my opinion, for City.
Another substitution then late on for Aston Villa, and it's Lucia Kendall makes her way off, and the experienced head of Lucy Staniforth makes her way on.
I think a real positive that Kendall's got 90 minutes under her belt, hasn't looked to tire, has looked tidy enough on the ball, and I think for Aston Villa and for England that's a real positive sign.
Lohman, big good coming on for Manchester City, had immediate impact in this side, and now Greenwood with a corner. Salmon overhead kick to clear upfield, it's a foot break, and Keating's come out to boot that out, but that would have been a little bit nervy if Salmon had got there first.
Yeah, really good goalkeeping by Keating, reads it really well, because if she doesn't come, it's a 1v1 situation there. Coffey's been done there by Salmon, so yeah, good keeping there. Both keepers I think have had really good games.
And they've got 2 minutes to hang on to keep a clean sheet. Salmon. Oh, Salmon's done really well. Just past Rose, but she's not going to beat the pace on that one to Keating.
Great play by Salmon. Don't know why City players are complaining there. Good recovery. Actually forced Coffee to make a mistake. Big last minute and a half here. Can one team be patient enough to create that one opportunity?
City throw. Not what Villa Park wanted. Moritz skips away. And a big opportunity now for Villa.
Casper, I can't believe it. Hand in head in hand even. But I think as well, with regards to Coffee, it's going to take time. I think at times, welcome to the WSL. It's a different type of league to the NWSL. But what a great opportunity this is for Villa. Really load the box.
There's not many of them in there.
No, there isn't, which makes me think, are they going to keep it in the corner? Are they happy with a point? Or are they going to be brave enough to load the box and go for the win?
It's played short to Salmon in the corner, and they're going to do exactly that touch. And there it is. That's it. It's finished 0-0, and the points are shared at Villa Park. Aston Villa frustrate the league leaders and earn a hard-fought draw. Well, either side could have won this. Both had their chances at either end. But the goalkeepers having a fantastic game, keeping their sides in this. For Andre Yeglert and City, it's a slight blip in their title race push. But for Aston Villa, it's a huge point in the middle of the table. It's finished here. Aston Villa